Hey guys, I'm here to do a book review on The Adoration of Jenna by Mary E. Pearson. I just finished this book yesterday. It was a quick read. The words are about this big. And it is only 265 pages long. There are discussion questions in the end. There are also questions for the author, Mary Pearson. So she answers a bunch of questions, which I found were interesting. And then there's actually a few pages of the beginning of her other book, The Miles Between. It doesn't say, oh, I guess it says it is available, because it says The Miles Between available in hardcover from Henry Holt. And all it says on there is a wild ride and a stunning book. You never know where a road trip might take you. So I wonder what that one's going to be about. I don't like reading the excerpts that are in the back of books about other books because it spoils it for me. Anyways, I give this book about 3.5 stars out of 5. It was a good book. I liked the writing style a lot. The reason that I gave it such short start, well, let me read the back to you first. I know my reviews are never consistent. They're never exactly the same. I don't do them the same all the time. So the back of this one says, 17-year-old Jenna Fox has just awoken from a year-long coma, so she's been told. And she is still recovering from the terrible accident that caused it. But what happened before that? She's been given home movies chronicling her entire life, which spark memories to surface. But are the memories really hers? And why won't anyone in her family talk about the accident? Jenna is becoming more curious, but she is also afraid of what she might find out if she ever gets up the courage to ask her questions. What happened to Jenna Fox? And who is she, really? Okay, so that's what it's about. It's about Jenna Fox, who was in a coma for a year. And when she wakes up, she doesn't remember much at all. So her mom and her grandma, who she is living with now, because they moved after the accident, her dad's back where they used to live, working still. They have home movies because she actually was their first and only child, or their only child that survived. She had 3 miscarriages, the mother, I believe it was. So Jenna was like their miracle child. So they spoiled her rotten, and they recorded every single thing on her life. So they have all these home movies. So they have her watch all these home movies to kind of spark some memories in her, see if she'll remember anything. And so the book starts off, Jenna's, of course, she's confused. She's very obedient. She doesn't question much. But as the story goes on, she starts to have other memories. And some of the memories are like from when she was like 2 years old and that. And she's like, how can I remember that stuff? So she starts to have these other memories. She starts to have questions that go along with these other memories. But at first, her parents are a little reluctant to answer her questions. Her grandma, who she also lives with, is her mother's mom. And Jenna can tell that the grandmother doesn't like her. And the grandma, basically comes out and says that she doesn't like her. And it's like, when you first hear that, it's like, how could you not like your granddaughter? Especially after the horrible accident she was in and that. But as you read more, you come to figure out why the grandmother doesn't like her. And it's not really that the grandmother doesn't like her. It's more she's indifferent to her. And what has happened to Jenna is what basically this whole book is about. The book is set in the future. It does not tell you what year, but you know it's set in the future because of the technological advances and the medical advances that are talked about in this book. It's not in depth, but it is talked about. I guess there is one medical advancement that is talked about pretty much in depth, and that has to do with Jenna. And the book's basically about how far would a parent go for their child. Where do you cross the line? Where is the line? Would you do anything for your child? Would you risk going to jail for your child? That is what basically this book is about. The book, to me, I think could have told me more. It didn't tell me as much as I wanted it to. It kind of covers the span of about a week or two, and you don't get a whole lot out of it. I mean, you get out what happened to Jenna. You get out of there, not just the accident, but after the accident, what happened to her. You get out of there why her parents did what they did. But there's really not much else that you get out of it. And I guess that's where my 3.5 stars come in. Also, the character development. I seen character development in Jenna. Because at the beginning, she was, like I said, very obedient and, you know, curious and just not knowing a whole lot. And as the book progresses over those couple of weeks, she actually turns into almost a brat. I hate to say it. I understand she's been through a lot. But she kind of cops a little bit of an attitude. So, yeah. She, I guess, grows a backbone maybe too. So, you don't really, I don't think, get to know too much about any of the other characters. There are some secondary characters in here. One of them, her so-called friend at the new school she goes to. One, her boyfriend, if you will, who she meets also at this new school. And then there's another guy that is in her new school, but I really don't understand what his whole role is in this book. I guess he's supposed to be more like the bad boy, but I just don't get, I didn't get why he was there or what he was about. So, yeah, like I said, I like the writing style, but I just feel there should have been more to this book. Should have been more in depth somehow. So, yeah, about 3.5 stars. The Adoration of Jenna Fox, Mary E. Pearson. So, yeah, so what they were talking about, the medical advances in that, I really like the idea she was going with it. Like I said, I just wish there was a little bit more to it. So, but yeah, that's it. Right now, I am reading The Awakening by Kelly Armstrong. And I can tell I'm going to like this. This is the second book, so I can tell I'm really going to like it. And after that, I'm not sure what I'm going to read. So, I'm off for a week. Kind of sucks because when you're laying around, you're not hurting as much as when you're moving everywhere. So since I've been laying around, I feel not as bad as I would obviously if I was working or walking around and stuff. So I'm getting anxious and like just want to get out of the bed and just want to do things. And an update. I don't know if I told you guys. Yeah, I did tell you guys about that mouse that Mia's cat caught and then she put it in the fish tank. And then I don't know if I told you that the cats knocked it over and the mouse got away. Well, I went to go to the bathroom today, and there goes the mouse running across the bathroom floor. It scared the crap out of me. He went in the vent, and our vents are closed, so he got through the slats, but, you know, he was stuck like on where those things open. And so I carefully picked that up, put it in the fish tank, and now he's caught in the fish tank again. So, yeah, he's just like this big. And, actually, I'm going to show you guys him. Let's see if we can. Let's see if he's out so I can show you guys him. Yeah, he's out. I don't know if I showed you guys the mouse last time. I don't think so. But there he is. There's a little mouse we caught. And I was going to give him food, but my daughter didn't tell me that she was almost out of her hamster food. So that's the little guy. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.